Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Pitch Perfect Live. I am your host and coach, Nicci Willis, and every Tuesday, we come on here with a brand new business leader. They pitch to me their current pitch, and then we break that thing down and rebuild it in 30 minutes. Why do we do this? Because over the years, I have discovered how many small business owners, business leaders are extremely good at what they do, but they have a tough time explaining it. They kind of and through their pitch, or they ramble so much so that people kind of glaze over and they get lost in their explanation. And my job is to help you fix that. Why? Because you're leaving money on the table. You are losing clients when you do that. So, since November 2025, for the past, almost 9 months, I have been joining business leaders every single week, and I've been helping them with their pitch. So, if that's you, you are in the right place. And this week we have a brand new business leader. Now, listen, if you want to work with me one on one, all you got to do is go to NicciWillis.com. I've got a link on there now that says work with me so that you don't have to, if you don't want to, join me in the hot seat and we can work one on one together. I am happy to help you. There's an application there as well. So I'll get to know your business and we can jump right into it. But what I want to do now is jump right into our guest for the week. Her name is Jay Worthy, everybody. She's a business consultant. All right. And so we're going to bring her on. She's going to pitch to us. And we're going to see, her application said that she does a lot of things and she's trying to explain that. So let's dive into this. Let's bring her on. And y'all remember, we love our live audience. So if you got something that you want to share in the comments, all the good things, make sure you comment. We love to hype up our guests on here because they're getting in front of tons of people here online. Somebody already says, let's go, Jay. Thank you, Quentin. He says, you got this. Yes, she does. Well, let's bring her on, y'all. Without further ado, hey, Jay.
Hey.
How are you? Welcome. All right, let's see. Let's make sure we can hear you. Testing. Give me a little testing.
Testing.
Okay, cool. It sounds like, let's
Background.
see. Yeah, it sounds like you muted the background noise, so it's kind of dimming your sound. So if you,
Okay.
because I can probably fix that in post. So I don't want to. No, I can't hear you at all now.
Now you can hear me, but back.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's kind of going in and out a little bit. Um,
Hey,
okay.
let me have to switch to my laptop
Okay.
instead of my
How long is that going to take you?
both
Just
devices.
for like 2 seconds? Okay,
Yes.
you switch to the laptop. I'm gonna keep talking to these good folks right here, and we'll see you in a second. All right, y'all. Listen, I did a couple weeks ago my very first workshop, which I absolutely love. Jay, I'm gonna actually put you back in the green room, and then you give me a thumbs up when you're ready, okay, with the laptop. All right, cool. So I did my very first workshop. It was the Pitch Perfect Live workshop, and y'all, let me tell you, it was a time. I introduced my entire framework, the narrative pitch framework, which was awesome. This is something I've been working on for a while now, for at least almost a year now, where I have taken what I have been teaching entrepreneurs for years and put it together in a framework that actually unfolds like a good story. Okay, so a good story always has a great structure. All right, and that includes 7 elements. And so those elements are, number one, your hero. All right, now we call it the hero, also called the protagonist or your ideal client. And I am super. I get on everybody about their hero because if you don't know who they are, and if you can't personify them, then you're going to have a really hard time knowing who you're selling to or knowing who you're speaking to. right? And so I didn't want to use main character. I really wanted to use hero because you, as the business owner and as a person that is selling your services and products, you are the author of this hero's story. Okay. And so the second element is their conflict. What is keeping them up at night? What is their current pain point? What are they going through that needs what your solution is? Okay. And so there's this conflict. That's number two. And then number three is the solution. What is the solution that you bring? And we call that the climax, right? It's when the solution meets that conflict. So that's element number three. Element number four is the resolution, the transformation. Okay. So the conflict meets the solution so that this better ending can happen for your hero. And now, then number five, I just spoke about it. It's about you. You're the author. And most business owners, they believe that they're the hero in the story, but you're actually not the hero, you're the author. And your job is to rewrite the narrative for your hero or your ideal client. Then we look at what the call to action is. That is another one, call to action. The call to action is an epilogue, and a great story always has a great epilogue to it, right? What do you want them to do? Right? And the epilogue is always like, 10 years down the road, this romance novel is now in this beautiful setting. And now the couple has gotten married and they have 2.5 kids and a picket fence and a dog and all the things. And that is where we want them to be. So, what's your epilogue? What is your call to action? Where do you want this hero to be? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to call you? Do you want to book a consultation? What do you want them to follow you on social media? What do you want them to do? And lastly, is the book cover. So every good story also has an amazing book cover, and that's your executive presence. How are you commanding the room? How are you sharing what you're saying? Do you sound confident? Do you sound trustworthy? Okay. Is it clear? Is it concise what you're saying? And these elements make up the narrative pitch framework. And so I think we're good. Let me see. Jay, are we good? Thumbs up? Or are we still on it? Or we ready to come back on? You got to give me like a yes or a no because I can't. Okay, thumbs up. Great. All right. So I just killed some time there, but we're still gonna get back on track here. Let's see. All right. So okay. So we're good. All right. And then I just need you to come off mute because you sounds like you're still on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes. All right.
I keep the phone close right here. My laptop is acting crazy. It doesn't want to
Okay.
Wi-Fi. So we're good.
Oh, no. Okay. So we're gonna get right into this. I just gave everybody the seven elements to an incredible pitch, and so right now it's your turn to pitch. You're going to give me your current pitch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to take copious notes, as I always say, and then we're going to break that down. Now, I have this is a little bit of role playing here. So I need to get into character. So who are you speaking to? Who do you want me to be?
I want you to be my ideal audience.
Okay, and who is that? Who would that be?
That would be business owners, anybody that needs their credit repaired, anybody that needs business funding, anybody that
Mm,
business properly structured, or
okay,
has an idea that they wanted to come to life.
okay.
Where to
All right,
start?
I'm gonna put a pin in that. I see what you're saying, but we've got a lot to talk about. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you pitch, and then we'll kind of reverse engineer it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It is officially open mic. I will be quiet. Jay, you are on.
Okay, so I help business owners and individuals get access to capital and be able to, oh my gosh, this is so nerve wracking. I just lost my train of thought. So, um, I also help them be able to properly structure their business so that they can be able to get capital and protect their legacy that they're building.
Okay.
So that is my short pitch so far.
Okay. So we're good? That's it?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm nervous, so
Don't be nervous. It's okay. I usually ask people, how do you feel? But
no,
you just told me that you're nervous. So don't be nervous. Nervousness is actually you just care. That's what that means. So take a deep breath. Okay. Nervousness means that you care. So we're going to turn that nervous energy around now.
there you go.
And,
Let's go.
and yes, and turn that into something that uh, produces confidence. Okay. Being that you care, that means that you want to do well and you want your clients to do well. So we just kind of change the perspective on that. Okay. All right. So here's what I heard you say. You said, I help business owners get access to capital to properly structure and protect their legacy. That is what I heard you.
Yes. So
Okay.
also individuals who want to build a business.
Mm.
So there's process that you need to understand that beginning process first. So we'll work on their profile, make sure it's properly structured, and then once it's properly structured, then they can move into starting that business that they want to start. And then after they are funding ready, and then we start protecting their asset that they're building.
Okay. So business profile. Then then you get it properly structured.
It's personal profile,
Oh, personal profile. And then you get them properly structured. Then
and
you
then
get the funding ready.
yeah, business and then funding ready.
Okay. So structure the business and then you get them funding ready. This is your process.
Yes, and then protecting their asset.
And then protect. Okay. So so profile, structure, funding ready, then protect. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. Okay. So here's what I heard you say in terms of, and I know you were getting kind of like ready a little bit. Here's what I heard you say. You said, I help business owners. Then you also said, I help individuals. So who is it? Who are you helping? You
It
gotta narrow this thing down. And when you say business owners, well, there are business owners that own companies that are 50 million plus. There are business owners who are doing 1 million a year. There are small business owners who have been in business for 5 years and are just now becoming profitable. There are business owners who are at ideation phase and prior to launch. So you see how we're like super like big here. Who
yes.
do you help?
So
In
my
particular?
ideal business owner is
Who's your hero? Yeah.
business owners that are barely starting out in business. So new business owner,
So pre-launch.
pre-launch. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
My ideal
So
market.
pre-launch business owners. And there are a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Especially right now, especially in this economy where people are saying, you know what? My 9 to 5 is not enough, right? And they're ready to take, maybe their hobby or something that they're really good at. And they're ready to structure it properly and start it properly. So uh that's real.
Yeah.
So what has been preventing you from just saying business owners that are in pre-launch?
I think because when I talk to people, they are in the middle stage of both of those. So they're an individual who is tired of their 9 to 5 and that want to grow a business, but they still need help with credit. they still need their personal profile structure in order to be able to even think about, okay, now I can start a business. Because some of them don't know that before you get ready to launch into that business phase, your personal profile has to be structured properly, because you're going to be building business funding. And most of the time, if your personal profile isn't, funding ready, or if you don't have a healthy credit profile, then you're not going to be able to get funding for your business.
Okay, that's fair. So you said they're in the middle
Hmm.
of pre-launch and launch.
Yes.
That's your. So what does that? What does that look like?
So what it looks like is that an individual will be like, I'm ready to start a business. And so
Hmm.
we would just kind of unpack that whole thing. Where are you in your
So
phase?
they are at pre-launch. What you're
Yes.
saying, they are at pre-launch.
Hmm.
Okay. So what is preventing you from saying that they are at pre-launch? That's what I'm getting. Because you're like, well, they're kind of in the middle of pre-launch and launch. It's like you don't want to. It's like you don't want to isolate one because you might lose the
I
other.
think that's it. I think that's it. I don't
Yeah.
want to cut people out that, want to have a chance. And I'm
But
like, you can have a chance. You're still able to do this.
yes, but
It makes
see
my,
how you're missing out on who
yeah.
you actually can serve.
Hmm.
Because what I'm clearly seeing is you actually are working with that individual pre-launch. They don't have a business just yet. They want to or they aspire to, and that actually keeps them up at night. What keeps them up at night is, man, I really want to launch this business, but man, I mean, I don't know how. My credit score is kind of off. I don't know how to transition from this 9 to 5 and what that looks like. From 9 to 5 to starting this business that will actually begin to generate income. I that is an ideal client. That's a person. And what's happening, even as you told me what you were saying, you were trying to identify both. You're trying to identify the person in pre-launch and the person that's already launched.
Yes.
Those are two different people with two different needs.
And
And you're trying to serve both of them.
yes, I
And
do.
you're losing both in the yeah, you're losing both in the midst of it. And what you just said when I asked you like the pre-launch, you were so clear. You were actually super clear. You said, well, they're right now they are worried about their credit score, so we help them with their credit. We do a full profile so that it helps them with their credit, gets them structured personally so that they can then enter into owning a business and structure properly.
Mhm.
Then we get them prepared for business funding.
Yes.
And then after that, we help them or teach them how to protect it.
Yes. That's
And
it.
yes. So in your application, I saw that you said you have a lot, there's a lot of what you offer, and you were trying to kind of figure that out. But I think the real issue is you were trying to include everybody in the party
Yes, I do.
and not saying, you know what, this is who I serve.
Mhm.
And if someone else identifies with the services that I offer and still wants to work with me, that's awesome. But who I serve are individuals in the pre-launch stage. That's who I serve. And when you're able to be clear on that,
Mhm.
then those people who are in that stage of life, in that phase of life, they'll be able to say, "Oh my gosh, that's me. Yes. Absolutely. I am in pre-launch. I've got this business idea. I've been working this 9 to 5 for 10, 15, 20 years, but I know I've got more. I just don't know where to start."
Mhm.
And then, Jay, that's where you say that's where we come in.
Okay.
We have a full step process that actually helps you get settled personally first. We do a whole profile personally first. so that you feel confident to start your business. And then we help you structure it properly. And not only that, once you're structured properly, you're going to need funding. So we help prepare your business for funding. And if you didn't know, most entrepreneurs, they are doing that alone. So we
Yes.
hold your hand through that process.
Mhm.
And then the ultimate goal is to protect that legacy, because this is not just an expensive hobby that you're trying to start. You're
Right.
building a business that hopefully you can either exit or pass down. So we also then protect that legacy. This is for a specific individual, and not everybody is is who you're talking to. You
Okay.
were trying to though, and I get it. I get it. It's it is a constant thing that small business owners fall into, because it's like, but you know, what if I lose this subset of people?
Mm-hmm.
What I can also do this for that person, even though they don't quite fit
Yes.
into the hero that I can truly serve
Yes.
at my best ability. I can help them too. Yeah, I can, because I don't want to leave them out. I can help them too. No.
Yes, that's true. I always try to do that
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
get clients. I do get them. They're like, I
Yeah.
have a business, but I need this and I need this. And I'm like, okay, let's
Yeah.
see where you are. Yeah. It's
So that, I think also, actually, I know, not I think, I know, this is where we become resources as well.
hmm
Especially as a consultant, you don't have to be everything to everyone. You just got to know a guy,
right.
right? And pass them on instead of trying to serve them with where you are and what you have,
hmm
because you're meant for a specific group. And this particular business, these particular services, is meant for a particular group, and that is okay. Those who don't identify with the services that you offer you should be so clear that they should be able to say, you know what, I don't need that service, but I know somebody who does.
hmm
So if you say, I help individuals in pre-launch, that is who I serve. I
Got it.
walk them from pre-launch through launch, and then help protect their assets after that.
Okay.
See how that, now we can see.
It's such
Okay.
a
What did you say?
it's such a relief.
I love the level of clarity on the customer profile. Yes, identifying the right hero is crucial. It is, and what do they call it? Stickler for that. I am, because it creates so much clarity. Now, you can just think about this person in pre-launch. Now you know what keeps them up at night.
hmm
Now you can jump inside their head and say, okay, I know that they are worried about if their credit score is looking this way and eventually they want to grow. I know that this is keeping them up at night. What does that look like? Maybe they're contemplating, filing bankruptcy, or maybe they did file bankruptcy. What does that look like? That is what's keeping them up at night. This person in pre launch, right? Not the person that's already launched.
hmm
They have other issues. They have other things that keep them up at night. But that is not who you serve. This is who you're serving, because you take their that personal profile. That's huge. That is a part of your solution. That
Okay.
is the solution that you bring. That step is pivotal,
hmm
because that's what you said. You said we do a full customer profile,
Yep. Personal.
a personal profile. Now, although that might be nice for someone who is already in launch and even maybe scaling soon, this is particularly for the person that's in pre launch. And
hmm
that is okay. That is
Okay.
okay. So, the whole thing here is be okay with identifying that one hero.
Okay. Got
That
it.
that one hero. Now, what I didn't hear Let's see. We got through the hero. We understand, what their pain points are. You have a very clear turning point, right? A very clear solution. It's the personal profile. Then we prepare them for this. We structure their business properly, right? We get them prepared for business funding, and then we move them on to protection. Um, what is the outcome for them? Like, what is the benefit of them working with you? How do they feel after working with you? What happens in their life that is better because they worked with you?
They get to understand how the beginning process of credit works. They get to understand how business funding works, how they need to build. If anything happens to them in the future, how they're able to continue to look at their credit reports and say, hey, I need to fix that. Because I'm walking them through how to read everything, how to identify those, you know, negative remarks on their profile. So it's
Okay.
not just a, oh, I'm fixing it and you go on your way, or I'm sending you a link.
Mm.
I coach them through that whole process of like, this is how you identify if your utilization is too high. This is how you can fix it. This is how you can add to build along the way.
Okay. So you said understand how. Do you really think they care about that? Let's
they
go a little bit deeper.
they
What?
probably don't care.
Yeah. So what do they really care about? What is truly in it for them? What is truly in it for them?
I think what's truly in it to them is having the ability to not get denied when they need to leverage capital.
Okay. So is that a guarantee? We know it's not.
No.
Capital is never guaranteed, and we all know in that space we can never guarantee like something like that could happen. However, for them to have someone side by side
Hmm.
in this entire process with the business that's structured properly, doesn't that give peace of mind?
Yes, it definitely does.
Do they not, uh, with this investment, save
Hmm.
time and money
Yes, they do.
without years and years and years of trial and error, bumping their heads, right? That's really the transformation here.
Yes, they're able to fast track some things, which
Yeah.
is
They're
amazing.
able to, yeah. So they're able to get a structured business, right? They're able to launch their business without all the trial and error of walking this by themselves.
Yes.
This is convenience. This
Hmm.
is a time saver.
Hmm.
That's what you got to communicate.
Okay.
We need to understand what the value here is.
Hmm.
That, understanding how to do something, if I
There.
really wanted to understand how to do something, I'd be paying for, a course or, going back to school, right?
Hmm.
What is the value? That's what we got to get here. And
Okay.
if we know, what keeps them up at night, we talked about how do I get here? I need somebody to hold my hand.
Hmm.
That's the value that they get.
Okay.
The value is I don't have to do this alone. I have someone that's backing me and
Hmm.
that's saving me time,
Hmm.
right? That's saving me the from worrying
Hmm.
about if I'm doing this correctly or not.
Yes, that's true.
So communicating the value. So scratch out understanding how.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Communicating the value. I'm taking notes.
Okay. So you know, we don't really get. I wouldn't I wouldn't use getting funded as like because that can get really sticky,
Okay.
right? But positioning them,
Positioning.
right? Positioning them without all of the things that they would have to do as a solopreneur.
Hmm.
They now have a partner that walks with them from ideation phase through launch,
Okay.
positioning them to be funded and to scale. So we're not making these guarantees.
Got it.
So we need that's got to be clear. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, scratch out understand how. We're not using that anymore.
Okay.
So again, think through that the so that we're walking you through this personal profile, structured business, getting you funding ready, getting you protected so that what? What are the words that come to you?
Um. Hmm.
So that they are positioned. They're
Okay.
positioned for success. They are positioned to launch. They're positioned to grow
Hmm.
without the costly mistakes of a solo that a solopreneur can make,
Okay.
and avoiding costly mistakes that a solopreneur can make. That is very, very important. Getting that value out there. And you see how, going back to the hero, when you got all these different heroes, when you got all these different ideal clients, they got different resolutions, they got different transformations.
Yes.
Now that you have this clear hero, now you can look and see, okay, what is it? What is the value that
Hmm.
I want here?
Okay.
And that's positioning them truly
Okay.
without, it's positioning them without spending all that time and money and wasting all that time and money. It's the clear investment that they need.
Got it.
Okay. Let's see. What do you want them to do after? Because how much time do I have? Okay, I got like 5 more minutes because we were a little late. 5 minutes, y'all. And then we're done. But what do you want people to do? How does it work? They go into they might hear you or hear you speak or something like that. What do you want them to do next? What's the very next step that you want them to do? This is the epilogue, y'all. What is the next step that we see that you
After,
do?
what's the next step after what? After they're launched or after they are?
No. For them to, in order to work with you, is it a call that you want them to do? Because what you did, you pitched me, and then I had no idea if I wanted to work with you. I had no idea how to get started. None. You just left me out there. You were like, okay, that's it.
So we'll set up a consultation for a discovery call.
All right. So set up consultation.
Yes.
Okay. Easy enough.
Enough.
30 minutes discovery call. How does this work?
It is about 20, 25 minutes.
Okay. 20-minute discovery call. I would say either 15 minutes or 30. 20,
Okay.
25 minutes is too arbitrary. Be very clear.
We'll go.
Yep. Too arbitrary. People like to think in like smaller like chunks. So 15-minute discovery call
Okay.
or 30-minute discovery call. Make it very clear. Don't say 15 to 20 minutes because then you're like, or 20, 25 minutes, because then it's like, well, how much time is this going to take? Be very clear. People that are looking to transition in this way, they don't have time to waste here. They're already thinking this is something that I want to do. And that's why I'm reaching out to her because she can help me get there without wasting so much time, energy, and money.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Let's see. So the last thing I just want to hit really quickly is you as your author story. You are the author here. And I would definitely have in my arsenal what your authority pieces are. How long have you been in this business? Who have you helped? What are some of the before and after experiences that people have had with you? One of the biggest things, especially as consultants, that we have to have are testimonials.
Yes, testimonials
Or
are.
what I like to call love stories. Those testimonials, those quick before and afters. I worked with someone similar to what you're trying to do. They were at pre-launch, and within a year, this is what happened. I
Okay.
just spoke with them not too long ago, and they're doing great. They're actually getting ready to do their first round of funding, whatever that is,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like, because it helps people say, there are people that have worked with her, and they're just like me.
Yes.
Cool. So, you as the author, that's key for you. And having those in your arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
necessarily to just bring out every single time. You have to read it. And that when I work with people one on one, that's what we're doing. We're taking these elements and we're tweaking it so that not only do you have all 7 elements, but you know how to use them properly.
Okay.
Okay. But with this, these authority pieces, you have them in your arsenal in case someone's on the fence, or maybe they just need a little bit more convincing, or maybe they need to say, I don't know if I identify with who she works with. You know what? I worked with someone. I had a previous client. Actually, they're still my client. And we were working right where you are now. And here they are today. And that helps to draw people in. It gets them to the, wait, okay, tell me more.
Okay.
Yep. So, what's my time, y'all? Okay. Doggone it. It goes so fast. It goes so fast. Okay. So
Oh,
let's recap a little bit how what we did here today. So we definitely we narrowed down that hero. We are not talking to everybody. We narrowed it down, honey. We are working with individuals in pre-launch. That's where we
yes.
are.
Okay.
People who are transitioning from 9 to 5 and want to start that business. That is who you work with. And it's super easy. Now people can say, oh, wait a minute, I know some people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then what you can do is, oh, you do? Can you make an introduction? And now you're getting those referrals because they can see who your hero is. Couldn't
Okay.
see that before. Now we can see who your hero is and continue to identify that person and personify that person. Okay, the more you personify that person, the more detailed you are about that person, the more that the people that you talk to can either A, see themselves, or
Okay.
B, see someone else, and they can refer you to them. Then we looked at what keeps them up at night. What's the real pain point? They're trying to get from that 9 to 5 and start that business. And there's a lot of moving parts here. They don't know how to transition. That is keeping them up at night. You
Mhm.
have the solution. You have a very clear solution. It's this step-by-step process. That's really good. It's got these phases, right? So you introduce those phases, and it's a long-term relationship that you take them through from ideation phase through launch and through funding and protection. Then we looked at the resolution. What is their transformation? What is the value, right, that you're bringing? You got to communicate that a little bit better. It's not so that they can understand how the process works. It's your job to understand how the process works. That's why they've invested themselves in you. That's why they've invested money in you. And so
Mhm.
the value that they get, or the transformation that they get, is actually saving time, money, and avoiding all these errors that solo entrepreneurs always run into on their own.
Okay.
You have someone that's hand holding them. This is convenience. This is time saving, right? And there is a sense of achievement when this has happened. So continue to build out what that value
That-
is and what that true transformation is. That'll get them hooked. Okay.
Okay.
We talked about then what that epilogue looks like, right? The call to action and what you want them to do. You want them to book you said 30-minute or 15?
We'll do 15.
15-minute discovery call. In this, you'll diagnose what the issue is and give them uh, what the plan of action should be.
Yes.
Okay. And then knowing your author story. What's your credibility? Why should they work with you? Okay. And that includes what your history is and some love stories that you have from past clients and how and what their before and after is. Love the clear phases. Yay, Jay. It helped me see how I have used, how I could have used you and avoided a lot of pain. That's right. Yeah. So when you see that, then it's like, okay. Now I know how you can help me. Now we're leaning in, and you got more people that are ready to say yes.
Okay, got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you feeling before when you first jumped on? Tell me.
Place. No, seriously, like all over the place, because I do care, and I help a lot of entrepreneurs in different phases. But it's also hard to meet everybody's needs because everybody is in different spaces
Mhm.
in their entrepreneur journey. So it definitely helps out taking a step back and saying like, hey, I want to specialize with these people. Like I want to give my all to this market or audience.
Yeah. And really showing up in that space.
Yes,
That's what it's all about. And I know that you're incredible at what you do, but when you aren't able to communicate that, you're not going to be able to serve the people who you're actually purposed to serve. So I'm so glad that you said that. So how do you feel now?
I feel good. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. So I encourage you to watch this back,
Okay.
continue to refine it. Uh, Definitely, we should work again together and really build out these elements. I think that will be really great for you to build out each element, and then we can tweak how you're able to use each element in different conversations. I think that would be really good.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
yeah. All right, Jay. This was awesome. You're
Yeah,
awesome.
so
High
much.
fives, high fives. All right, y'all. Listen, this has been another Pitch Perfect Live. You guys are awesome. You guys are a great audience. Those of you who are watching this back, let me know what your favorite part was. Go ahead and put it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to be in the hot seat, go to NicciWillis.com. Click on Pitch Perfect Live, fill out that application, and you just might be next. But next week, we're heading into pageant world, y'all. This is my second home, all right? And we've got a pageant consultant coming on with us. We're going to do some tweaks on her pitch. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Meet me back here next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.